Hi Gemini, welcome to your mid-month general reading. Thanks so much for joining me today. Sorry these are, once again, not coming out on time, but these are general readings. They will cover the energies of the past, present, and future, the present being the moment that you view this reading. So you can take this as a bi-weekly or something like that. However, it will not be a love reading, although there may be messages regarding love coming up. I'm just asking for what are the general messages and energies for the sign of Gemini. This reading is for all Geminis that may be watching, whether you are a Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising, or have your sign on the house cusp. Okay, sorry, I don't know why my camera arm is moving like this. One of these days I'm going to get a stabilizer or something here so that things are not shaking all over the place. Okay, let me just check to see if I messed up the total view. There we go. I'm still getting to know this camera setup, so I can't see what's on camera unless I stand up and look through the viewfinder. I'll make sure you guys can see the cards. Spirit, what are the general messages and energies that you have for the sign of Gemini? This is their mid-month reading covering the energies of the past, present, and future. We have the Star and Temptation, or Grace and Temptation. So, Temptation in this deck is the Devil. What am I seeing here? This would actually be a deck that could be trimmed. That would look good trimmed, except that the names of the cards are underneath the border here. I'm just noticing that. For those of you who like to trim your decks, this is the Lover's Path Tarot deck. Yeah, so I feel that some of you have an opportunity to heal here from something, maybe heartbreak. It just depends. You have grace around you. I'm seeing this angel holding a heart here, so it looks quite lovely. Actually, there's a lot of hope and healing around you at this time. But with the temptation, there's also a darker, more sinister force around you that I kind of feel like it's the dark and the light, you know. I'm just looking at here, she's got the red dress on, and here she's got the white dress on. It's almost like two different states of being, like when you're awake versus when you're asleep. But I do feel like, yeah, there's something here that could be, you know, I'm not saying like driving you to sin or something like that, but there's definitely an energy around you at this time that could be tempting you to do things that you know are not good for you. So just be aware of that. Let's see, what are the general messages and energies that you have for the sign of Gemini? Covering the energies of the past, present, and future. What are the most important messages that Gemini needs to hear right now? If you're over on Patreon, I did ask for you to comment your sign because I'm going to be going in order of requests. I have about, let's see, after I do this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more signs to do. So far, I've got Taurus and Scorpio coming up next, and then I'll be doing Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Pisces. But if you comment your sign on Patreon, I'll be able to get to your reading sooner because I know that you're paying attention, or I know that you're expecting to see it up there soon. So, general messages and energies for the sign of Gemini. All Geminis that may be watching, Gemini suns, moons, risings, Geminis on the cusp. Okay. We're we're going to look at your past. Two of Arrows, Ace of Staves, or the Ace of Wands, Three of Arrows, and we have the Strength card in reverse, sign of Leo, going into the future, or I'm sorry, going into in the present. Let's not skip things here. We have Power in reverse, so this is like the Emperor card. In the Major Arcana, we have the Six of Staves, the Seven of Staves in reverse, and Illusion, which is the Moon card in the Major Arcana. Going into the future, we have Contemplation, or the Hermit, the Six of Arrows, Five of Staves in reverse, and Oppression, or the Tower in reverse. Your outcome for the month of April is the Two of Coins in reverse. At the bottom of the deck, I have the Eight of Staves in reverse. Fire sign energy, Leo. Alright, Gemini, let's get into it. Yeah, like I said, you have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana, which is a significant amount. You've got swords, swords, wands, 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 wands. So, you're primarily going to be working on, you have fast energies around you, energies of passion, manifestation, vitality. You're also going to be using, obviously, thoughts and communications will be of significance primarily, and then also with the major arcana, there's a lot of powerful energy surrounding you now that will be affecting you. So at the bottom of the deck, like I said, we have the Eight of Staves in reverse, which can be the underlying theme or challenge of your reading. This can indicate blocked communication, or even rushed, like stressed feeling, not wanting to wait for the surprise, or things happening too fast. This can just be messy communication, or possibly one-way communication. So ask yourself if you've been experiencing any of that lately. Yeah, something here is out of balance. It could be if I have Temperance underneath that in reverse. And Temperance to me is fire and water mixing together. You could be dealing with fire sign, you could be dealing with water sign, there's no consensus on something. There's a lack of consensus, or maybe there's some impatience in maybe receiving communication. Delays in travel or communication may be of importance over the next 2 weeks. In the past, we have the Two of Arrows. So this indicates some kind of a stalemate situation, or feeling undecided, or not wanting to make a decision at this time. This would have been in your past. I see it as refusing to see something, refusing to decide. And maybe, yeah, there might be pressure, there might have been pressure to make up your mind about something, but you just didn't feel like you had enough information to do that at the time. I do see passion around you. I see the Ace of Staves, which to me is, yes, it's a phallic symbol, which if you don't know, that is a sexual type of energy, libido, something turning you on, something passionate evoked within you. Kind of like a match striking, and then we have this little flame. So it could have been like a new love interest. It could have also just been new creative ideas. Feeling very inspired. Was very good for anyone that's involved in art projects, anything creative. Obviously, it's great for sex and passion. I see this wand turning into 3, so something here is developed. I feel like, it's possible that where once you were undecided, you suddenly had this sudden rush of inspiration, this sudden crush, this sudden passion, and yeah, it's turning into something here. There's plans being made. There's long-term growth opportunities, possibly even travel. I do feel like it's between you and someone else, working out the details, wanting to grow, wanting to see where things go. So, yes, it's positive. You may have been dealing with a Leo, I'm seeing, with the Strength card in reverse. But with the Strength card in reverse, there could be some compulsive energies around you. Someone feeling a weakness for you, or feeling that they can't control their passions. They don't feel in control. They don't feel strong. It could be related to a partnership. As I'm seeing two people in the picture here. This may have been someone that you suddenly had feelings for, or suddenly have been attracted to over the last 3 months or something. And the issue is that there's a lot of compulsive energy. That's what I'm seeing. There's just, what that means is that you are just, you feel you need to act on it, and it's not well thought out, perhaps. Or not as well thought out as you had hoped, and maybe for some of you it just turns into a big steaming pile of crap. Because I'm seeing in this card here, I don't know if you can see in the background, but there is something here that just looks like a giant pile of poop. But maybe that's just my imagination running wild. I do feel like this could be a situation where there is lust involved, there is passion, but maybe the flames have gone out of control to some extent. So yeah, we come into your present. We have the Power card in reverse. So someone here has been tossed off their throne, possibly an Aries or a Leo, because I'm seeing a lack of, I'm seeing that with Power in reverse, it kind of follows the Strength card. Someone here has lost control of a situation. There's chaos. Rules are not being obeyed. The rules of the society are not being obeyed. Everything is very chaotic at this time. It just doesn't feel like there's any order. If you, Gemini, happen to have a lot of fire energy in your chart, then I would definitely be watching and paying attention. But I'm seeing so much fire energy around you. It's almost like either you're behaving like a fire sign or you're dealing with a fire sign. With the Six of Staves here, yes, this is getting the attention that you wanted. This is feeling victorious. It's like it's accolades, it's validation. You feel really good. It's coming right underneath the Ace of Staves here, so I feel like, you know, you came, you saw, you conquered. You definitely conquered someone or something here, and maybe even left someone feeling like you, I almost feel like someone had their little throne was dethroned after you came into the picture. It's like you stole the limelight from them. And with the Seven of Staves in reverse, something is on shaky ground here. Someone is no more sure where they stand. They don't feel like they have a good grasp of the situation, or someone could be backing down too easily from debate or from challenges. Here we have the defending power of the Seven of Staves. Very challenging situation, but when it's reversed, it says that someone here is it's on shaky ground. They're no more sure of where they stand with you, maybe. And with the Illusion card, this is always about confusion. It does usually reflect the cycles of the moon. So there's lunar energy coming in. We have the full moon coming up next week in Scorpio. So you're going to probably be feeling some of that already over the weekend, if not next week. Likely this does represent, I'm looking at the moon here, and we just are in a waxing crescent right now, so this is the waning moon, as pictured. So it's the time after the full moon. So I just feel like this is just what it is. It's illusion. Something here is not what it seems. And there could be some confusion. I definitely feel like there's deep emotions. And yeah, you just might see something where something doesn't really exist. So be very careful and examine your intuition, or listen to your intuition at this time. It's more about things that you can sense and feel than what you can actually prove in terms of what you can see and, you know, taste. It's more, you might be picking up some energies here that are, you can't prove they exist, but you can just feel them. Right, so going into the future, you have the Contemplation card, sign of Virgo, the Hermit. I just see spending some time alone. It could be that you need to withdraw a little bit from the rest of the world. I see someone actually doing something that's very detail-oriented, whether it's painting, drawing. Could be that you're working on a craft here. I also see that you enjoy being detail-oriented at this time. This will be over. This will likely be next week, working on something in detail, which could require you to work alone. And I also see healing for you at this time, psychologically and emotionally. You're going to be possibly moving away from a situation that has maybe not been very easy for you and maybe been a bit turbulent. I see calmer seas ahead for you. And if there was fighting, if there were arguments, or if you were in conflict, I see that ending as well over the next week. The only thing you should be aware of is that we have the Tower in reverse. So this is still saying that there's ongoing chaos happening, but it's just that it's happening at a slower rate. You may not want to upset the status quo, or you may not want to cause a lot of trouble. So just be aware that something is still transforming. It's just that it's happening at a slower rate. The Tower is now burning from the bottom up, from the top down, as opposed from the, what am I trying to say? The Tower is burning from the bottom up, not from the top down, as in the reverse position. So in the upright position, the Tower is burning at the top here. But yeah, there's a storm brewing. There's definitely still stuff going on here, but I feel like you've removed yourself from it for the time being to focus on your work or to focus on something else, and maybe spend some time alone. Your outcome card is the Two of Coins in reverse. If you're dealing with an earth sign, they are dropping the ball. They feel overwhelmed. And if you have earth sign in your chart, then it's possible that usually this card comes up when we've been juggling too much. Either trying to do too many things at once, or putting all of our eggs in one basket and neglecting other areas of our life. And that's why I say it indicates being overwhelmed or dropping the ball, because there's only so much you can do with both hands all day long. So here someone is dropping the ball and needs to get back into balance. Balance has been a very big theme for a lot of the signs. I've been pulling the Temperance card over and over again. So, you know, what makes you go, what brings you back into balance? What's going to make you feel in equilibrium again? That's important, because you do have quite a lot of fire energy around you, which, yeah, can burn fast and furious. But at the end of the day, it's interesting because you don't have any pentacles in this reading, nor do you really have any water energy. So it's very passionate, but it can also be very short-lived. Plus you have the major arcanas around you. So it's a lot of potent energy to deal with. You probably are going to need to take some time out for yourself if you haven't already. So Gemini, let us pull a guidance message for you. beautiful. We have the new Vitality card, which resonates with the Ace of Wands. Look at all the chakra energies here coming out. This is beautiful energy. You have the Ace of Wands in your past, actually. So this can indicate a creative spurt, new energy that can be used to start new projects, like it's initiation energy, the way I see it, you know. Or is it Spirit? So this is Spirit energy. Wands. Keywords are revitalize, focus, enthusiasm, joy. Gemini, there is great potential to revitalize your relationships right now, both with others and with yourself. Seize this energy and infuse more warmth and enthusiasm into all of your relationships. Have fun with other people and feel how this will lift your energy and spirits. This raised rate of vibration will assist in improving current relationships and in drawing new relationships to you. See your loved ones in a different light. For the time being, set aside any difficulties, focus on humorous and loving aspects, and think of creative ways to add more laughter to your life. The more joy you add, the greater the energy level and the higher the vibration. Bringing beautifully renewed vitality, let your relationships sparkle. Your spirit guides are ready to help with this. Ask them for assistance. Yeah, you're sparkling, all right. It's almost like it's just how do you want to channel this energy. You have a lot of creative energy around you at this time. And I see you infusing everything you touch, everything you do. This is very musical, actually. Could be music, it could be art. This energy is just flowing out of you. And you're able to raise your vibration and that of others around you through this infusion of new energy. So just ask yourself how you want to channel it, what projects are important to you, what's going to bring more vital energy to you. Whatever you put out there will come back to you. So yeah, quite a lovely reading, Gemini, and thank you so much for joining me today. Thanks for being my patrons over here. I do appreciate you all, even though I probably don't say it enough. I do wish you a wonderful rest of April, and I will see you back in May for the bi-weeklies. Take care.